Hi, thank you so much for choosing to watch our PSA. Our video is going to be on plastic waste, its disposal, and how it affects marine life. I'm going to explain a little bit about how it gets into our oceans, and then you will hear from Sierra, who will tell you about how it affects the marine life specifically. And finally, Evan will explain how you can make a difference in this problem that may seem way too big. To start off, we'd like to let you know about how the plastic gets into the ocean. Plastic today represents between 45 to 95% of marine litter. That is a very wide range. Global plastic inputs mostly come from Asia, being 81% of global plastic inputs into the ocean, and New Zealand being the smallest input. This plastic comes from the rivers, runoff of litter into the rivers, and just litter on the coastlines as well, with weather events that happen every day like wind, rain, storms. All of this will blow and push the litter into the bodies of water that end up leading into the ocean eventually. This can be very harmful, and next up we're going to have Sierra explaining to you guys how this affects our animals.
According to a paper published by Science Direct, there are a lot of ways that plastics can negatively impact marine life. There are bigger pieces of plastic, like plastic bags, that can cause entanglement in marine life. It traps them, it obstructs their feeding, it causes physical injuries. But there are also microplastics. When those larger plastics break down into little itty-bitty pieces, these itty-bitty pieces are ingested by phytoplanktons and zooplanktons at the bottom of the food chain, then work their way up. In bigger fish, microplastics cause inflammation, endocrine disruption, which messes with hormones, and microplastics also transport contaminants, chemicals, that get into bloodstreams. In humans who eat seafood, all of those negative impacts come directly to us. We see developmental abnormalities and metabolic disorders, but we don't know long-term impacts yet, simply because it hasn't been that long. This isn't to scare you out of eating seafood. There are a lot of people who these negative impacts can negatively impact. It is, though, important to be more mindful in your own personal decisions and what you're buying and what you use on a daily basis. Thanks.
All right, so what can we do about plastic pollution, waste, but more specifically, what can us individually do about this problem? So there's a lot of things we can do, but the one that really stands out to me is using renewables and using reusables. So this is a plastic red Solo cup, the staple of college life. A lot of people have these, and a lot of people throw them away every weekend. They usually get used once, and they are manufactured extensively because they're used over and over again, but only once. Now I have this, my trusty water bottle. It is metal, and I use it every day. I don't use this little red Solo cup. I use this. I drink water out of it. I put pre-workout in here. I use it for multiple things every single day, and usually I make trips to a water fountain or the bathroom to fill it up 3 to 4 times a day. It's things like these that really make the difference for people, because not using these red Solo cups or plastic utensils can make a massive difference when it comes to our environment, because we're decreasing the demand for these plastic things. And when we decrease the demand, less of it will get into our oceans and harm marine ecosystems.